You are our Sonic lore master. You know lots about Sonic. You've taught us so many things about Sonic. So.
And is any of it being useful? Have you appreciated any of it?
Yes! Because I impressed someone the other day. Impressed, who knows? I thought it was impressive. About Tails being called Miles because of miles per hour. And I was like...
Miles, Tails per hour.
Yeah.
And they went, wow. And I was like, yeah, no. But, maybe they were feigning interest. I was living for it, though.
Were they a gamer? Like, did they play games? Or were they like, oh yeah, Sonic, the movie?
It was my dad. But he knows who Sonic is, and he's played a Sonic game. So I was just like, hey, Dad, guess what?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the good ship Indieventure. I'm the bright-eyed stowaway Liam Richardson who's chasing down a dream on the high seas. I'm joined by the prestigious and good-natured first mate Rebecca Jones.
Oh, hello.
And the definitely a pirate, it's obvious from the first time you see them cook, Rachel Watts, Rebecca Jones again. Amazing. Here we go.
Hey.
Don't know the difference between the two of you. Who am I? The listeners? Can we use any of that, or do I redo that?
I don't think we can recapture the moment where you just went full force on the nautical metaphor without telling us beforehand.
Yeah, no, that was iconic. That was so fucking funny.
Right.
No, I was like, I don't know where this is going, but I really enjoyed the ride.
I understand because my cousin's called Rebecca, and Rebecca Rachel, it's the R's, Gil. It's the R's. Roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
It's an ADHD trait is that you get, if words have the same syllables or vowels at the start, you will like get them mixed up all the time. So I do it all with like, I don't know, if I've got people who have similar names at work, I do it all the time as well.
You do a fantastic job of not mixing our names up because like, I wouldn't necessarily ascribe it to ADHD unless like everyone in my family and everyone I've ever worked with and everyone I was at school with also has ADHD, which is actually possible now that I think about it. But like, yeah, it's a 50-50 whether you're going to get Rebecca or Rachel most days from most people. So I wouldn't.
Fair.
Absolutely worried.
Every time I do it, I'm deeply ashamed and I apologise implicitly. I can't even say the word I'm looking for.
I like that I'm the pirate.
Yeah.
I love pirates, so I'm very happy with that.
Good. Okay. Well, speaking of getting names wrong, I was at work the other day and there was a lad who I've worked with for a year at the end of the bank of desks. And someone said, oh, who sat in between you and this lad? I went, oh, I'm not sure because they weren't at the desk. I went, oh, Lewis. And he turned around. I went, who sat here? He went, oh, I think it's Anton. I went, oh, okay, cool. And then I looked back and I was like, his name's James. It's not Lewis.
Oh.
He didn't correct me. He looked at me. He answered me. And I've thought about that every day since then. It's been about a week and a half since that happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't I say
nothing? Because there's something wrong with me. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I'm starting to think that James is like maybe somehow on the male Rebecca Rachel like spectrum because I work with so many Jameses that earlier today I just was like, hey James, and then had a moment of pure panic where I was like, I just automatically, I didn't even think, just bypassed the part where you remember a person's name, just assume this person was called James because so many guys I work with are. Like, I
love that.
It was just like, I was right, but it was only through luck.
So I've went in hard on the nautical theme. It's a what we've been playing episode. Have any of us played a game with boats in?
Hang on. I'm looking at, I actually have all the games that I'm playing written up on my wall because I have trouble keeping track of them. So let me just do a quick scan.
Love this.
No boats.
Do you mean on the wall? Like on Sharpie on the wall itself?
Post-its on the wall, don't worry.
Like the Zodiac Killer? You've just got
exactly.
Post-its on the wall.
Okay, let me read you the intro. I'm a sweaty detective, Liam Richardson. I'm joined with the Zodiac Killer.
Hang on. Can I get my...
the Android sidekick. Hot Android sidekick.
The hot Android sidekick from Zodiac. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
There you go. I do. I organise my thoughts on my wall with Post-its. There you go.
That's brilliant.
The Zodiac should have had a hot android sidekick. If they were going to adapt that now, they should put in a hot android sidekick.
Adapt?
Wasn't it a real thing?
It was a real thing.
Yeah, like, is it like from real life? Is that,
Sorry, that just
what's
really
the word? What's the word for it?
I don't actually know.
When you
adapt
put
seemed
more.
wrong, but like I don't actually know. It might just still be like I don't know.
They should make
fake.
more like make fake. What? Make fake. Hi, I'm making a make fake.
I'm making a make fake docudrama.
Docudrama? They should do that though. They should make like, I don't know, when they do like a Napoleon or whatever, there should just be a hot android in it and it's never explained.
God, anything would have made that fucking film better. I swear to God. What a waste of 3 hours of my fucking time. I swear
Why
to
did
God.
you watch that?
I watched it, the most recent Napoleon. God.
Yeah, with Yaquin in it. Yaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
The
So,
sort
like-
of Kubrick one maybe, or like Kubrick was involved in it in some way.
It's one of the old American grumpy, crusty directors who have worked way past their time. Yeah, it was awful. And I remember I'd seen Oppenheimer a couple of months before, and I just feel like, you know, when I was like, cinema's completely shit. This might have been last year.
Oh, was it those two?
It was after those two. I lost all faith.
Wow.
I was like, what are we doing
dear.
here? What are we doing? We need to stop. So yeah, anything would have made Napoleon better.
I love that. I love that you were the Oppenheimer of your own creation, but instead of the atomic bomb, it was overly long movies made by boring white men.
About boring white men. Oh,
their favourite subject.
Oppenheimer killed a lot of people. You got to hand it to him.
Jesus Christ. But you know what?
Wow.
They both fuck. That's what the film wants you to know. They both fuck.
Yeah. I heard.
So
Oppenheimer fucks. I've not seen it.
But I've heard.
I have.
That is what happens.
With Florence Pugh. I didn't want to, but it was forced upon me. For God's sake.
Oh.
I don't care if Napoleon fucks. Apparently he does. I've seen it on movie. It's just taking up valuable brain space. That's what. My frustration and anger with these stupid movies is just taking up valuable brain space that could be dedicated towards anything else. Literally. Anyway, this is not a film podcast.
No.
It's definitely not. The only film takes we have are these Netflix films that we like are good, and if films have an intermission, the director should be thrown off a bridge.
Oh, The Brutalist. Oh, God.
Anyway, we've been playing some indie games.
Oh, yeah, indie games.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, none of them are about Oppenheimer and how much that guy fucks. Shall we dive? I love how Rebecca's looking at a wall like she's like, already in mind about Oppenheimer and how much he fucks?
I realised, like, about a minute into the Oppenheimer bit that Tiny Bookshop has technically got a bit of a nautical theme, but that was...
Oh, we should kick off with that then.
Yes, let's
I can do that. Sure.
dive in. What have you been playing? Tiny Bookshop, tell us about it.
To relate it back to the cold open, it's a new game. It's a recently released. I think it's been out about 4 days at the time of recording, although I did have some early access thanks to code very generously provided by the dev. And yeah, it does have, like, there is a bit, the opening, like, at first I will explain, because I think I talked about it in the last episode, and I think I managed to forget to actually explain what Tiny Bookshop is. Because there is an off chance that people haven't heard another episode of this and haven't heard me talk at length about how excited I was for this game.
Yeah.
So Tiny Bookshop is a very cozy, like, properly manages cozy management sim. And I think it's important to contextualize this in that I find Stardew Valley, like, quite stressful. I don't get when people say that these are cozy, like, management games. I'm like, I do like a bit of Stardew, but I'm the sort of person who's like, well, there needs to be, like, a proper, you know, workbook level, like, spreadsheet type organizational thing going on. And, like, I think you could probably do that with Tiny Bookshop as well if you wanted to, like, optimize everything. But I do think it manages to, like, not put you under that much pressure. Because the whole point of this, the narrative of this game, is you play an unseen protagonist, so you never see, like, yourself. You're just kind of embodying the idea of this protagonist who, like, for reasons kind of vaguely alluded to but unknown, packs in their old life, like, buys a caravan and moves to the seaside town and opens a bookshop out of the caravan.
Love it.
It's such a dream. It's like we saw it at EGX 2022. We saw it demoed, And ever since then, it has been very near the top of my like most anticipated games list for the last 3 years. To the point where now that it's actually out, I feel a bit bereft. I'm like, most anticipated games 2026 is going to be really missing like some secret sauce ingredient because I've been so excited for this game for so long. But like we do talk on this podcast quite a lot about how sometimes when we've been like really hyped for a game for a long time, even if we do eventually come to really love it, the initial like access to the full release can sort of feel like it's not stuck the landing for whatever reason, just because we've like been so hype or because we're so used to like playing the same sort of 2-hour demo loop over and over again. It can take a while to kind of get comfortable with the full game. Tiny Bookshop did not do that. I don't know if it's just hit at the right moment in my life, but also now that the Steam page is up and people have been playing it, it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews. After the launch weekend. It's like other people like it. It's not just a Rebecca game.
It's been top of the charts on the Switch store since it came out.
Amazing. Ooh. I mean, they did. Yeah. They had a presence at the latest Nintendo Indie Showcase, right, which was really good for them as well. So like, it was really nice to see all of the marketing just seems to have lined up really well, and the launch weekend has gone really well. And I'm really pleased because this is one of those games where you're never sure. It's like, to me, it has been such a highly anticipated thing for so long, but it's never been huge on anyone else's kind of radar for the most part. I've seen it come up on a few lists over the past couple of years, but like it's really gratifying to see it have such a really positive and like quite highlighted launch, just because like, yeah, this is a game that more people should be playing. It's so cozy and wholesome. And yeah, I did talk about it was my hyperfixation on the last episode, so I don't want to repeat too much about what I said there, but I do think that it is worth saying that like it nails being a video game about books because of the fact that like it really does, like, it has a whole catalogue of, like, mostly real-world books included in it. So that, cool. Like, when there's, like, the book recommending sort of puzzle element, and it's, like, it even asks you, it's like, are you a big reader? And it doesn't feed back into anything, but it's just kind of like, it's okay if you're not big into reading. Like, there should be enough information available within the game about these books to, like, help you make these recommendations to the characters in the game. But, like, because I've read so many of these books, I'm just, like, pulling stuff off the shelves. I'm, like, you know, getting all the, like, bonus points for finding the really, like, out there recommendations. It's like, that is the perfect book that I want to. That's like, there you go. Yeah, it's great. But it's, I do really like it. It's a really, really nice book if you're a game, if you're a big reader. So excited, so confused. It's my two favorite things, books and games together at last. It's really combo. Good. Yeah,
it sounds
and I
like
do
they've really stuck the landing.
They really have. I'm so impressed with it, and like just the art style is so pleasant. And now I've got to. I think I've met all the characters and I've unlocked most of the locations. So now I'm like proper in the loop. And like you can't make money very fast. It's very much not a game about like getting super rich. It's a game about like sustaining yourself just enough. Like you have daily expenses, but it's not super like gone into. It's just like, you know, make sure your expenses stay ahead of your outgoings and try and like slowly build up over time this very tiny space you've got to decorate. So it's like you can buy everything, but you've only got maybe like 20 slots to decorate in. And you have to include in that things like actual shelves to store the books in, because, you know, like they're like locusts. Honestly, the people in this town, they freaking love books. If I take 60 books on a regular day out, now I've got a pretty good reputation in this town. They will clean out my shop. It's like it is now the university's back in session. It's like we're in autumn now. The university's back, and like those students will absolutely clear the shelves. They are hungry for the books.
So it has like seasons.
It's like Stardew style season. So it's like 20. All the characters have their birthdays, and it's like really nice because it'll be like, oh, if you go to the location they like to hang out in most on their birthday, like you get a special event. But one thing I realized when this game is like not trying to pressure you too much is quite near the start. You'll reach a point where a character has a birthday on the same day as you're asked to go somewhere else for like some sort of sale event, and you can only do one location per day. And so I was like, maybe that could hit as stressful, but I was like, okay, so it's telling you that like basically the loop will continue and you don't have to worry about getting everything perfect the first time, was how I interpreted that, because it was like I've been told to do like two contradictory things, which means that it's kind of fine to not get it perfect because there isn't a perfect run through this game.
Oh, okay.
Was how I interpreted that anyway. Was just being like, okay, so try and make the best decision you can in the moment, but don't stress about it. And like there was a point where I was a little bit, the only thing that's miffed me so far about this game was there was this like slightly, it's not time limited, but some quests can only be completed in a certain season. So if you miss it on your first year, you've got to wait for it to like loop back round to year 2. And I was like, I did complete this quest, but there was a bit of an issue in the pre-release version I played where if you didn't talk to the person in the right location, it didn't tick off the quest properly. And I was like, and I had a little bit of a like, oh, you're trying to help the musician guy get his confidence to make his music. And he was like, I just don't think I'm ready to play the festival this year because like I didn't have enough. I'm like, you did. I gave you so many books, my guy. You just needed to read them at the supermarket. Like, but even then, it was a little bit. Even that, it didn't have like super huge consequences. And he's still like, at the end of the festival, he's like, I could play a little song, I guess. And so it's still, you're not super punished if you don't hit your deadlines or anything. It's like quite. It is quite calm and quite nice in that respect, and it's quite kind to you. And you get a dog. Spoiler alert, you adopt a dog. Bookshop dog.
Perfect.
So cute. Yeah, I genuinely am so pleased that this game has stuck the landing so well. At this point, it's like in my top 3 of the year, I would say, quite comfortably.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
So, I mean, I imagine that you're going to hear more about this towards the end of the year, unless, like, another 4 absolute bangers come out, to be honest.
Well, for you in September, that it's quite possible.
I don't know though. It's gonna have like this and Blueprints. They're like a very high bar between them for my favorite games of this year. So yeah, no, I'm genuinely super excited. This is one of those games that I've been staying up late, ruining my sleep schedule, then getting up early to play some more.
Hell yeah. That's what we're talking about.
It's so good.
What a lovely thread to have followed from in Discovery all the way to here, like the previous podcast.
I know. Was this literally like episode? Did we talk about this in the very first episode of
I
season
think in
0?
the very first episode about games we're excited for in 2023, maybe. Like the first episode
my
the other day.
God, no, yeah, God,
yeah. It's been if Demon School still comes out in September
on my
that'll
birthday currently, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
The release
That's
date
gonna
for
really
Demon School.
Box this off. One thing I just wanted to ask about this, I can't wait to play it. It's on my list.
Yeah, me too.
I really love what you said there about how it's not about making loads of money. It's just about surviving. And like, I think that's it makes sense based on the vibe of the game, but that feels like they could have got that quite wrong if it had been easy to like make loads of money in it. I think it would have gone against sort of the whole point of the game, I would argue.
Oh yeah, it's at first you're like, because you're used to management games that do try and encourage you to like make the number go up. At first you're there a little bit like, well, I've only got 80 coins after a full day. Like, what am I going to do? But now it's sort of settled into this thing where I'm like, I'm into the second season. I'm in autumn of the first year, and I'll be like, oh sweet, 200 gold. I can afford to buy this object, which is like I've been thinking about the catalog and the perfect object to put in the bookshop for autumn, and I'll be so excited because I'm like, I put a bench down, this is great. And like it really is, it's about like that kind of, it is about taking things slow, and it's about like kind of just appreciating what's there. And you're never going to expand the tiny bookshop. I highly doubt that that's where this is going. I think you're always going to have that quite limited space, but like very customizable in what you can choose to do within it. And obviously the dog stays, because everything has all these different like effects on it, and they can boost the chance of like genre sales and like how long people stay around, and it's really
that's
quite
cool.
involved. Like the way you can change, like the dog stays. I don't care. I got him a dog bed. He sleeps on the dog bed next to the door.
Cute.
He's so cute. I call him Behemoth.
Great, incredible. Nice. So that's available on, I think, PC and Switch now.
I think it's those two. Yeah, I think those are the two platforms currently. Highly recommended.
Ooh, love
and
that.
by a lot of other people. So
yeah, a lot of people. Rachel, what's your first game?
Ooh, I've been playing Sword of the Sea, and I finished it yesterday. So by the time this episode comes out, Sword of the Sea will have already been out, but at time of recording it is not. I have a full review over on Games Radar, so if you want to check out my thoughts there, you can. But long story short, I love this game. I'm a big Giant Squid fan. Nat Vara, who worked on Journey, then left Journey to form Giant Squid, who then worked on Abzu the Pathless and now Sword of the Sea. And as an Abzu diehard, I was very much looking forward to seeing kind of like what the studio were going to do next, because Sword of the Sea looks like a lot like Journey, it looks like Abzu, and it looks like The Pathless all in one. And I think my biggest question going in was like, well, if it's referencing all these other games, is it going to feel like its own game? Like, because visually it's so like what came before. And I think it is just about. But yeah, so Sword of the Sea, you play as this kind of wanderer, protector, surfer who has a hoverboard, which is kind of, it acts like a snowboard or a surfboard or skateboard. And you are exploring a world that has been covered in sand. Is it sounding familiar? And you need to uncover the ruins of a civilization by bringing water back to the world through various adventure gamey things like activating buttons and like opening doorways and stuff like that. And yeah, that is very fun. Structurally, it's very similar to their other games. You have an area, you explore the area, you do various adventure stuff. Doors open, go to the next chapter. There's the next area. You do light puzzle stuff in the next area, go to the next chapter. But one thing these games do absolutely amazing is they just feel so fluid. The surfing in this game is unreal. It just feels so good. There's this point where, like, I feel like in a lot of like skateboarding games, and Liam, totally correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, you know, falling over is kind of fun as well. Like, you crash into a wall, you're like, oh, I just ate pavement. But here, it's like they don't really want you to have that kind of like feeling of being interrupted. They just want you to like literally fly. So like a lot of the fluidity in these games comes from kind of like a very forgiving system. So even when you like hit something environment, you kind of don't really hit it. You just kind of glide through it. The camera angle is dynamic so that it looks at the direction you're going. Everything is kind of tweaked so that you basically don't like fall off. And you can't really fall off in this game. You kind of just bump into a wall and just kind of readjust yourself. But like, even the most clunkiest inputs, I would like I had my controller and I'd be like absolutely fucking shut up with this controller. And yet I'd look up on the screen and my surfer was doing the most epic shit. I was like, damn, am I good at this game? Probably not. It's just that this game is so well programmed. You just feel like you're like the best surfer alive. Should I take up surfing? I'm obviously really good at it. Like, it's just got such a way of like making you feel good. Like, there's momentum based stuff, so you feel good when you're going super fast, but also like there's quiet moments when you feel like you can just kind of like glide and surf along, and it's just really great. And I think unlike Journey and Abzu, the story is a lot stronger here. So instead of like looking at murals and text, there's like cinematics, there's characters, there's enemies. So like in the Pathless, there's bosses. There is a quote unquote bad guy in this game. So it's like, it really is like they've taken these three games and morphed them into one. And for those who have played the other three games, without spoiling too much, this new entry is almost like kind of connects them in a story way, which I don't really want to get too much into.
Ooh, but
if you've played the other games, because I was just like, that looks a bit familiar. Okay. And I was like, they look a bit familiar. Okay. Have I seen this shark before? I know this shark from somewhere. Like, when you recognize a shark from another game, like, you know, like, I was like, I know this shark. I recognize this shark. I'm just really enjoying it. Unfortunately, there are some bits that are incredibly clunky. They try to do something new with this game that I feel doesn't quite land. Believe me when this sounds absolutely ridiculous. So you ride a shark like a surfboard.
Okay, I'm already in. I hate that this is a negative.
And as much as that is cool as fuck, I think when you up the scale, it just becomes a little awkward. I felt a lot of I just didn't feel as in control of this giant shark as I did with just playing as the surfer. And I really appreciate what they tried to do, but it wasn't quite the same. And when you first play it, this game is only 2 hours long, and there's all sorts of secrets and stuff and collectibles, so you'll be playing it over and over again. So the other times I was playing it, it was fine, but it's quite jarring. And the shark isn't the only creature that happens with. It's like a reoccurring theme. And I love that it ties into the story, and I love that. But when a game is supposed to make you feel like this like Silver Surfer kind of character, I just felt those were this is a bit of a road bump on my relatively smooth journey. But to be honest, I still really enjoyed it. I think even though those parts are a bit awkward, the rest of the game is just so fucking good. Like, yeah, I'm really impressed. Visually, this game is so beautiful. I think for me, it's definitely gonna be one of my top visually aesthetic games of 2025. Austin Wintory is back. He is popping off in the soundtrack.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so like he has done all of the games from Giant Squid, and this one is just, yeah, again, epic. You feel like you're on a fucking Odyssey. When like the orchestra swells up, I'm just like, I'm king of the world. Like, this is the best fucking thing ever. And goodness. I've really enjoyed Sword of the Sea. I'm not sure if it quite has an identity because it relies so much. Like, a friend of the podcast, Henry, came into the room and was like, oh, it looks like Journey. And I was like, yeah, because it's by the same people who made Journey or the same creative director. So I think that's good, but I also think, I don't know, it's on the edge. I feel like if you had played those games, it would be more distinct. But because I couldn't help but see like echoes. Not just that doesn't. It's complicated. Those complicated feelings, but overall, I really fucking love it. I think it's really great. Very cool.
Did you say it's only about 2 hours long?
Yeah, it's like 2 to 3 hours long.
I mean, doesn't overstay its welcome, I guess.
Oh, I think pacing wise, cadence wise, on point. Nothing stays for too long. Cinematic sequences aren't laid out. The story isn't laborious. It's very much like this. Here's a big bad. Let's do something about it. Right. I like that. But yeah. So Abzu, The Pathless, and Journey are all around, that sweet spot of 2 to 3 hours. So that's kind of not unusual.
Yeah.
Kind of love this idea of them, the four of them, kind of forming this one. I love when people do that. I know it's
so weird.
I'm confused about that because Journey's by a different developer, so I wouldn't have thought they'd be able to do that.
So there are like signifiers. Obviously, no one owns the concept of like sand dunes, but you're right. There are like certain signifiers that I was like, okay, I guess no one owns long red scarves. I guess no one owns that. So
true. Yeah, I mean it's only Sony. Let's
people do though, right? Because they snuck a BioShock character into was it Gone Home? I think because it was the same writer who did.
I remember you saying
the BioShock 2 DLC and then Gone Home, and then because that's my favorite like expanded universe of games thing is that technically Gone Home and Firewatch are in the BioShock universe because of this like weird series of connections they kind of snuck in. This is why I'm like so taken, because obviously Journey, one of my favorite indie games, and like the idea of it all having this kind of echo and payoff in like you despite your caveats could not have sold this game much harder to me, Rachel.
I would have loved to have gone into this game with your mindset, Rebecca, because like I feel like there's lore here that I'm missing, because I didn't really go in knowing this is a thing. Like I didn't really know that Sword of the Sea was going to bridge these other games together, because they're all so separate from each other. But it really has. And now I need to go back and play the other games. Because I'm like, I recognize this and that. Even architecture, I'm like, I know that rock. This is going to sound weird, but there's like meditation rocks in Abzu that you can sit on, and I love them. And then I saw one of them in this game, and it made me just feel a certain way. I was like,
I get that though.
I know that rock. Like, I know that rock.
Okay, I gotta do this right now. Bonus media bundle from last week, because it's just reminded me of something. There is a trilogy in inverted commas of books by an author called Emily St. John Mandel, who wrote Station 11 is the really famous one. And then she wrote The Glass Hotel. And I may have mentioned this before, but then she wrote Sea of Tranquility, which despite Station 11 and Glass Hotel only overlapping very slightly and in a very weird way, draws it all together with and it does the same thing. It's like 4 different narratives all come together and like bring a bunch of her other books in. I love when people do that. It's like, I just love lore. I love the big knots of lore that you can untie.
Seas, Sword of the Sea. That one with the sea.
Yeah, where was this when we were trying to work out whose games were nautical?
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. My opinion about that is like I'll play it to see it, but I'm so tired of like Leo pointing at the TV meme as being like 90% of media these days. Of like, remember this? Do you remember this thing? Do you remember how much you like that? Like, I feel like so much media is like that. And it doesn't quite sound like this is doing that, but I just can't think of a game that like has less explicit lore than Journey that I kind of don't want to see expanded or linked. I know you probably can't say too much, and maybe I'm way off base.
Well,
here,
okay,
but
I can say a little bit here. It's not like fully explained. Everything is very much like hinted at. Journey is the
Right.
one where it's the least. It's the least.
which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
there's
which makes sense.
architecture, and there's like a few little signifiers, but in terms of
Right.
like active storytelling, it's just like I don't even know if are they in chronological order. Like I don't really know, but Journey's the one where it's least amount.
Right.
But yeah, it's really cool.
I'm
I think
such
it
a
definitely
sicko for this.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Leo, I think you're going to absolutely eat the surfing, skateboarding up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There
Yeah,
are
it
some
looks exactly
ramps
like my
in
kind of
it
shit.
that look so fucking and you can weirdly, I don't want to go on too long, but like you can upgrade your board with like tricks and stuff, which is very gamey for for a giant squid, but I was into it. Yeah, so I think it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful to look at. 2 hours. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Can't
Anyway,
wait for
I love
that.
that.
Right.
Nice.
Go on then, Liam, you're next.
So you can contribute to this as well, Rachel, because I know that you've played this too. But when did we last record? Was it last Monday we recorded a week ago?
Yes, it was a week ago.
Yeah. So last Monday I was like, I haven't played any indie games for 2 months. I've now played 2 and finished 1. So I'm back on my bullshit.
Well done.
everyone. Don't worry.
Nice.
So I picked up the old Steam Deck on Friday night and I was looking through a list of stuff I had to play, and I'd picked up a game called Jump the Track, maybe back in May when it first came out. And I was like, yeah, I'll give this a blast. And I finished it in one sitting. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So this is by Seed. It's only on PC. It came out in May. And I've mentioned have I mentioned a few games? I think when I spoke about Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3, I said that there was like this maybe emerging subgenre happening this year of visual novels where the sort of decision and sort of like general gameplay is like abstracted out to like another kind of puzzle game that sits in between. So in that game, it's Bejeweled. And in this game, it's Peggle. Now, obviously, Peggle is a bit of a meme on this podcast. We know how much Rachel hates Bjorn, my beautiful Bjorn. So I was really intrigued by this because my thing, as much as I love Peggle, is I actually think that Peggle, it doesn't really quite work as like something that you have much control over. It's too luck and physics based to be tied to anything of like consequence. So when I realized that this was a visual novel with that at the heart of it, I was a bit like, unsure. But this is a game where you play as someone called Sam. It's set in the near future, and it's, a classic sort of near future capitalism gone rampant scenario. They are in the gig economy. They work for a sort of like a mafia boss. And the game starts with Sam late to meet their friend at a fairground, and they put the mob boss's daughter's bear in a dryer, get distracted, and the bear gets burnt. However, they very quickly realise that at this citywide fair that is happening, which trades in crypto tickets, that if you get a ticket, it puts you in a tombola, and the prize for that year is an identical version of the bear. And what follows is basically a 2-hour farce about Sam trying desperately to get enough tickets to be in with a chance of winning this bear. And what's nice about the Peggle side of it is that you play Peggle for 2 reasons. The first is to find dialogue options. So if Sam's in a situation, they might be, confronted with a police officer. It will go into a Peggle board, and there will maybe be 5 little purple pegs that will be for a lie dialogue option, and 5 green ones for a diplomacy option. And if you get 5 of one or 5 of the other or both, it gives you more options in the subsequent dialogue tree. However, and this is what I really like about this game, is there's always a third option. So if you fail, that's okay. You're going to continue the story. There's no game over states. And the same goes for the other reason you'll play Peggle, which is for action sequences, where you're just trying to get a certain number of points over a certain threshold, which will then succeed the action event. But what I was saying before about those worries about how Peggle is a bit too random and how when you're playing Peggle in a linear puzzle game, it's fine because if you fail, you just restart the level. In this, it kind of embraces that randomness. It even sometimes makes it impossibly hard as part of the joke. And it sort of says, you know what, if you fail this, we'll give you an option that's pretty funny, or we'll make sure that you can still progress, but you might not get the exact option you wanted to. And the game has, I assume, a number of branching paths. I've only played through it once, but it seems to imply you can play through it multiple times and get different options. And it's good. I really liked it. It's very breezy. I think the Peggle in it is nice, if not a bit simplistic. And like I say, sometimes played for laughs, and sometimes you'll start a puzzle and be like, you don't want me to actually win this. It's just trying to, show the tension and the drama of the moment. I will say the art is gorgeous. This is a really, really nice looking game. I know, Rachel, you were saying you only got into it because of the art.
Yeah.
But its story is good. It's very anti-capitalist, anti-cop, anti-fascism, all things we love here on this podcast. However, I will say that it's a little bit by the numbers as far as these stories go. It's a little bit, can we overthrow the evil corporation and kind of defeat capitalism? Yes, they can. It's kind of like the story. And as well, and this is absolutely no shade on the developer whatsoever, it is like, I would say maybe like not brilliantly translated, especially in the latter half of the game. I think there's quite a few sort of sentences that maybe don't quite flow well, a few little bugs, and some instances sort of where a lot of the dialogue sounds a little bit samey. I'm sure that's just because of the translation. It's not really the fault of the developer. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was nice. It was nice seeing Peggle done in this way. I think if they had another crack at it, they could do something even more special with it. But as like a little 2-hour thing to play on a Friday night with a few glasses of wine, would really recommend this. I had a very nice time with it, and I don't think many people have played it. But of course, the one person who has played it is Rachel Watts, who's played every indie game that's ever released. Rachel, do you have any thoughts about the game?
It's so funny because, like, I remember playing it and being like, I need to tell Liam about this game, and I just totally and utterly forgot. So I'm so happy you played it. But I'm the same as you. I was just looking for a game, just on one evening. I was like, this art style is gorgeous. It's Peggle. I've never played Peggle before. Let's give it a go. And yeah,
hold on. You've like, never played Peggle before?
No.
That feels like an important revelation.
No. That might be a lie. I know when Henry's really into Peggle, he was like, here, have a go. And I think I played like 30 seconds of one level and went, no, it's not for me.
That unicorn needs to wash his hair. That's what you said when you walked away.
He needs to wash and brush his hair. Like, I swear to God. Bjorn, seriously, I got some really great shampoo racks, purple as well. So we need to go. Anyway. So, yeah. So I think, I played it because the art style is really good. And there's like, the sequences are like kind of comic inspired as well. And the character designs are just so great. Like, there's almost like a neon like sheen to the way the art is. That is just like, and everything's at nighttime, so it kind of just pops. Like, it's so good. But yeah, the Peggle was fun. I can't say much about it because the Peggle was fine. Like, it was fun. But I'm the same as you. I didn't even remember it that much. Like, but I do remember that it's a good time. Again, the art's amazing, and it made just for a good, like you said, good evening play. I'm happy I played it.
It's canny. It's not top 10, but I'm like you. I'm happy I played it, and I got it for cheap even when it came out. So
and I do, even with all that, exactly what you said. It's doing something different, and I always love that. When a game is doing something completely different, like you said, making a system out of something that is almost kind of random, but there's skill involved, is kind of wild. And like, it would be so cheeky. Like, the one I really like is when you're trying to escape these two bouncers, and the Peggle like layout will look like two bouncers. So you need to like bounce your Peggle ball in a way which, like, the Peggle layout, what are these called? Like blocks? Peggle blocks like looks pegs. Like what you're doing. Pegs. The pegs look like the challenge you're trying to overcome, which I appreciate that. So this is funny.
Which is
nice.
It is great that it does that. That's something Peggle does as well, and I really appreciate that they did it here. And like when you're unlocking a safe, it'll be like the inner workings of the safe and things will be moving. And
Okay.
It's
That sounds
yeah.
kind of cool. I guess.
It's nice. I think I feel like there's been a few Peggle-like games. Bally Millionaire's one I can think of, like the roguelike one.
Yeah.
And Peglin, I think it was called, which is like a dungeon crawler Peggle game.
Oh my god.
But
every day I log onto Steam and I see friend of the podcast Shay play so much Peglin.
are they playing Peglin? Are they? They always do be Peglin.
They're big into
wish them all the
They're
best.
big into Peglin. I think weren't they the one who was really, they love Peggle, and they were telling me, and then I need to tell you about the Peggle speedrunning community.
Yes, I think they shared a video and I watched it. They are big into
Shay,
Peggle.
I'm coming for you to have a word about your Peglin addiction, because I see you getting those achievements. I see you, babe, every day.
It's just too random. I just think attaching a roguelike to Peggle is frustrating when the lose state is you lose everything. But in this, the lose state is part of the charm of it. So
yeah,
I think Jump the Track is probably the best sort of like Peggle alternative I've played so far.
Cute.
But yeah, that's
I love that.
me.
Yeah.
Talk about Peggle. Rebecca, we're back to you.
Hello. Can I just quickly check? I'm just going to open this window and tell me.
Because you're baking.
Oh God, don't be neighbours' kids shouting now. No.
There's neighbours. I've got
Right.
neighbour kids as well. Maybe they've gone in.
Hold on. The birds have shut up, I think.
I can't hear a thing.
Okay, I might have to leave that window open because I am roasting in this room.
Totally fine.
In case this ends up in the edit, I had a real Disney princess situation earlier where I was trying to record with the window open and all of the birds, all of the birds of the world.
It was all of the birds. You are right.
We're really keen.
Yeah.
It's like,
it was beautiful.
Little birds. Little birds.
I'm a little bit paranoid that like just a bat's going to fly in here or something now, but that is much better.
Oh God, that would be quite appropriate for you though, if like a swarm of bats came in and like set up your podcasting setup for you and turn the laptop on.
I would love that.
Oh,
That'd be incredible.
I love a bat. They're so cute.
Bats
They are so cute.
Bats are so cute. They are. Anyway, on balance, I still hope it doesn't happen right now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's fair. It would be funny podcasting if one got in the room, but I also hope it doesn't happen. So
yeah, it would be also quite. I can't imagine that trying to get a stressed out bat out of here would be like great audio entertainment. It might be actually. To be fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck?
hard to edit.
Right, what have I been playing? Jesus. I've been playing.
Jesus.
Jesus.
What have you playing?
Christ.
Jesus. Jesus, help me.
Jesus.
Yes, my child.
Big two-wheel. Oh, no.
Actually, recording a podcast is a really big sin, so you've got no help from me here.
Oh my goodness. I was at a Catholic wedding on Saturday. Like, we don't have to keep this in, but yeah, I was at a Catholic wedding, and then obviously me not being particularly religious and with people who were not particularly religious, and we got into like, what is the, what's the over-under on stuff that just wasn't in the Bible at all? Is it cool because it wasn't in the Bible, or is it bad because it wasn't? Anyway, we don't need to get into that.
Did you shake hands? Did you do a bit of peace be with you during the ceremony?
Peace be with
no, I
you.
think it was a really short ceremony. It was like half an hour. I think it was the abbreviated version of a Catholic.
Half an hour Catholic ceremony. Bloody hell!
Yeah,
Well, that
I know,
priest had
right?
other things to do.
Right.
He had a
'Cause, yeah,
conclave to get to.
Yeah, my friend, my best friend, her roommate at uni was like very, very Catholic. And when she went to her wedding, she was like, it was 2 hours. It was
Yeah, that's the
so
ones I'm
much.
used to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, that's the thing that happened to me recently, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I've been playing, amongst other things, because I've been on my Automate kick recently and still very much am. I played BUSTAFELLOWS Season 2 recently, which just came out
Oh, yeah.
middle of last month. I say I finished. I finished it this morning in inverted commas, in that I finished my first run this morning. Because more so than Season 1, I think it really makes the point that it's like, no, you're supposed to play all 5 routes. Like, come on now. And it says I still quite well by having like a prologue episode where it's probably not spoilers to say that like the very opening scene, your character gets shot and like
Classic.
seemingly dies.
Jesus
and then it's like
Christ.
6 months earlier, and you go and play through the whole game, and like because I've only played one route and not unlocked all the bits that you get for playing all the routes, I was just there like, so what happened there? it's like just this happy ending with your love interest of choice, I guess, but gonna get shot and killed pretty soon. So what's with that? Like, so evidently there is more to this game. So to rewind and provide the context that I so often forget to provide. BUSTAFELLOWS season 1 came out in English. It's about 2 years behind in English because it released in Japan in 2019 and then worldwide 2021. It's an otome game. It's like a very like if you know much about otome, it's kind of it seems really wild, and then you realize that all otome is like this, where it's basically like a thriller with 5 love interests. And they're all involved in this like giant criminal conspiracy because the stuff that women on average like is so much wilder than men think. And yeah, so you play as a woman, an investigative journalist who ends up like investigating a bunch of weird shit happening in this near future city. Her house falls down, it's crazy, and she ends up living with these 5 guys who are all part of this like sort of counter evil, but still very much they're also breaking the law, kind of like little Robin Hood group. I don't go into season 1 too much. I know.
No, I have to stay with all these hot guys.
All the hot boys. I know.
Who make me breakfast and say,
I know.
Nice.
It's like it's so funny because that like becomes a theme in season 2, and like I will say
really?
Overall, I enjoyed season 1 more, I think, than season 2, just because to keep the relationship drama going, they had to just keep going to the point where I was like, I'll be real, I really like this character, but I would just dump his ass at this point. Like there is no there is no reason for this amount of drama when you're just dating. Just be like kind of normal about it for 5 minutes, and it just wasn't. But like the thriller, the like underlying plot is still really good, and like the character work is still really good, but the relationship stuff wasn't hitting for me as much this time because I was like, have a sensible conversation or break up, guys. Come on, it's not like you've been dating 6 months. Just chill out. But yeah, I did. I really like what they did actually with the character building, because it's like it's an interesting thing to me that they've gone like it's season 2 and it's just the same characters again, and it's like 6 months later, and you just say essentially it was really cute how it made you select your route. It was like, what was your cat's name? Because the person that you've got the highest affection with in season 1 names the cat that you find. And so it's like a really cute way of being like, who did you romance in season 1?
That's kind of smart. Yeah.
It is
smart,
cute.
yeah.
And then you play through like another kind of, but you're still, and this was the thing I learned belatedly about season 1, because I started season 2, like I played one route in season 1, so I kind of got the gist of the story, thought that the whole franchise was running towards the solution to a mystery that I then got massively spoiled for in like the first scene of season 2. It's like, you know, the killers of your brother. And I was like, wait, shit, no, I don't know the killers of my brother. But I carried on. I carried on regardless. I'm going to go back and play it in the proper order. But I'm glad that I've got kind of an overview of it. But yeah, it's like, even if you're not into, like, it's not really a dating sim. It kind of has, like, obviously quite significant romance roots in it. But they are all there to serve this kind of, like, thriller conspiracy overarching plot, which is what most otome is actually like, which I think is really like a thing that people who aren't into the genre maybe don't recognize about it as much. But yeah, I did think that the cons for me versus season 1, well, like I say, the relationship stuff didn't land quite as much for me, and I thought the main character didn't come across as well, because she has to put up with so much shit in the name of keeping the relationship drama going, that I was just like, You had such a backbone in season 1, and I'm kind of like,
oh, that's a shame, because she's well known.
She's so good in season 1, and then in this one she's kind of like, yeah, she's kind of like a little bit, and they do sort of try and give an in-story reason for like she's going through some stuff related to the remember the killers of your brother thing, which is not unreasonable, I suppose, but at the same time it's a little bit like but I think the things they did well, and did do a lot of things well, where the character work kind of like the relationships between the love interests, because they're all friends, were so well done. I was almost like, take her out of it a little bit, because the scenes where it was just them interacting with one another were actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, in terms of like just doing a really sweet, like completely platonic friendship between men who are able to be vulnerable and supportive and very like, just like brotherly in a really affectionate sense. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I was really surprised by that. yeah, it was just like a really good character. There's like, the ways that they kind of all were at some point interested in the same woman, and the way that they all have like a different perspective on that half a year down the line, and the way that it's so sweet. It's genuinely really wholesome. All of the interactions that they have, like whenever some like ludicrous shit happens, like whenever you're kidnapped or something, which happens to this woman so much. Remember, she has time travel powers as well. That factors in. I'm not going to go into how much that factors
I always forget that about this game.
But she can do time travel as well, and that's still very much a thing that she's doing in this one. But yeah, like when some ludicrous stuff goes down, I was like genuinely moved by this scene where she's in some sort of danger and the one that you're romancing is really freaking out, and the other four are all there like, right, everyone goes super like they're focused, they're professional, they're like, no more dicking about, no more scoring points, no more jokes. We are here for our friend who is in crisis. Like, everyone brings their skills to the table. I was like, this is so heartwarming. This is I love this. It's so nice.
It's so annoying though how she's gone from like one of the best Otome game protagonists because she was so outspoken and was a character, and now it's gone to like, maybe she's better not in the game. What?
Yeah, maybe I'm overdoing this, or maybe it's just the route that I've followed to this point. But I was like, damn, so much of this would be solved if you just didn't put up with shit for no reason. Because like my whole perspective on the character I was romancing was like, he's not trying to hurt you, he just doesn't understand like why this upset you. And like, maybe if he's not going to start the conversation because he doesn't kind of know, you maybe should, as the one who's like, I'm the emotionally intelligent one. It's like, you kind of got to do something about it then, girl. Like, come on.
Come on, girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like,
boys are still hot,
the boys are still hot. And it was, to be honest, I was never that into it for the romance. It was never my favorite romantic Otome game, but the batshit mystery is so worth checking in for. And like, apparently as well, because there's loads of spin-off games, apparently they're starting to translate those into English next as well. So I'm excited to see all the side stories coming in. So that, is going to be really awesome soon, hopefully. So yeah, that's my update from the Otome Mines, part one.
And now for the weather.
Yes. God, I really hope your next game, Rachel, is about the weather, because that would have been an amazing segue if it is.
No, it's not. In the game that I'm going to talk about, you can't even look outside, because the game I want to talk about is Look Outside by Devolver Digital.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this game is odd. With RPG Maker games, and Rebecca, maybe you'll relate to this, sometimes with horror, it's like, this looks too edgy for me. I like horror, but if something kind of comes across, and sometimes Devolver Digital games, they can be a little bit like this. If something is a bit too edgy, like, I'm not interested. I like horror when it's, I don't know how to describe it, but I went into Look Outside kind of like, okay, even if it is a bit edgy, quote unquote, with its horror, I like the premise, the art style, and people in the review, Steam reviews have said the music is banging. So you know what? Let's go. And this is a really good survival horror game. Like, I'm really into it. So this is, Look Outside by Devolver Digital. You play as Sam. Hello. But you can change the name of the protagonist, but I just kept the same name, because in horror games I don't want to name it myself, because I'm like, I can't be in this game, so I'll just keep with the name they give me. So you play as Sam, who one day wakes up in his apartment and he looks outside and something so horrific happens to his face, you die and get a game over, and you're like, oh, okay. So when you play the game again, the idea is that you are stuck in an apartment building where those who have looked outside have been affected mentally and physically in some horrific way. And so to keep your sanity and to keep your humanness, you have to try and avoid like not looking outside. So there's like curtains drawn, there's like stuff being put over the windows. And you come across people in the building who have looked outside, and you see kind of what the Cronenberg has happened to them, because they are like, so it's a survival horror. So there's a 15-day countdown. I haven't finished the game. Don't ask me what that means. It's scary. I don't know what's going to happen. Each day is like an expedition. So you kind of like get ready in your room, gather tools and supplies, and then you go out for the day. And then when it's like nighttime, you return back to your apartment. And so it's kind of like that kind of game where you have a home base and you're pushing further and further out day by day into the unknown. And in this apartment building, it's floor by floor. And yeah, it's a survival horror. So all your classics, you got your weapons and your chocolate bar that gives you 50 HP and lots of snacks and vending machines. And there's a crafting system so you can upgrade your weapons. And there's also party members of people you can come across that can join your party at certain times, but then they leave after the day. So there's all that good stuff. But what makes this game really great is the beings that you come across, even if you can even call them that. It's a really great brand of horror where it's not just body horror for body horror's sake. There is thought and there is horrific amounts of detail that have gone into each of these things you come across. And there's like a story behind them, whether that be like a 2-sentence story, an environmental story, or like a whole story situation. Like everything has like a purpose and a meaning. So like there was this one person, and I guess they were holding their baby when they looked out the window, and they fused. But it's not in like a horrible, it's kind of horrible, but it's not in like a way in which it's done bad. It's like, it's just that he has loads of baby teeth all over him, which is like, so even when it deals with like things that with horror, I'm a bit like, ooh, like women and children and stuff. It's still like toes the line between not being like, I don't like that. But yeah, it's like everything else is really good. At the moment, I'm dealing with this painter. He was painting the sunrise when the visitor happened. And so he has a painting of what happened. And so part of your journey is trying to figure out what this thing is outside. And so this painting is a key to that. Just don't look at the painting, because that means you'll be looking at what's outside and it will affect you, like this painter. So you soon learn that this guy, he's split into 8 different entities of himself. I think there's 8. And they're all different parts of his personality and his like parts of him that have like almost been like birthed from him, and they now occupy different rooms in his apartment. And you go up and you speak to them. It's very kind of like, do you attack? Do you not? Do you chat? Like, do you give them an item? And it's just working out which painting it is, because there's paintings everywhere. And yeah, he switched off the lights, so you actually can't see the painting, but you need to, there's like a small ring of light. So you're like fumbling around in the darkness, trying to work out which painting could be the right one. And there's like monsters of this guy just like everywhere. And that like all the monsters I've come across, there are no doubles. I think I read somewhere there's like 150 to 200 different like individual monster designs.
Jesus.
And they are just so horribly great. Like they are really interesting. And yeah, so I like this guy's story, this painter. It's really interesting. There's another guy who's like, he developed a photo of what was outside. Maybe it was like a security camera or something. So I need to find like development stuff so I can develop the photo. Like, but I don't know how I'm going to look at the photo to work out what's outside, because then I would be turned into something horrific. Like, it's really weird, and I'm really digging it. And it's not edgy at all. Like that's quite a big thing for me with horror, unfortunately. It's just, I don't know, the pixel art is really amazing, the synth music is super heavy, and also this game is just really well made. So like things will rattle and the environment will react to you, and characters feel fully fleshed out. And like I said, with the story, like it feels meaningful and poignant, even though I'm not that far through it yet. I can kind of see themes starting to emerging. Love a theme. So yeah, if you are into like RPG Maker horror like Fear and Hunger or Lisa the Painful, Yumi Nikki, totally check this out. I also feel like, so this game, and I don't describe games like this a lot, but it's £9, $10. And I think that's I think you're gonna get a bang for your buck here. Like, I think that's a great price for this kind of game, where people have described it takes 10 hours for like your first playthrough, and then there's lots of replayability. It's an RPG, there's different routes and stuff. So yeah, I'm really into it. And I'm playing on easy, so there's easy and normal. And the only difference is I think easy you can just save whenever you want, and normal you can't. And I'm fine with that. I'm game. I'd like to save whenever I want, so I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Nightmare inducing. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I like the sort of, I guess it's like a modern Lovecraftian thing that you get with a lot of these, like, when it is
It's
like,
like, don't look at it.
I know exactly what you mean by body horror, but not like too edgy with it.
Yeah,
exactly what you mean. Like,
you know how body horror loves pregnant women, so there's a pregnant woman with a baby hanging out her pussy. You're like, this is not sorry, but this is not horrible. This is just dumb. Like, I just like Catherine. There's that's baby chasing you in Catherine, and I'm just like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
But no, there's definitely like ways of doing that just stay horrifying without being. And like, I know it's weird to say that about, like, I'm not saying like Lovecraft OG, but like reception of Lovecraft does tend to be like quite, it has that like, it's just weird, and you can be really weird without getting like, I don't know, personal with it, I guess.
Well,
Which is very much not Lovecraft's way.
Horror can be gendered. It can be horrifically gendered.
It can be
sometimes.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
But in this one, a guy just has a bunch of eyes on his body, and I'm like, great.
Yeah.
But what's
It's not horrific at all.
I think what's more horrifying, I watched a couple of trailers there while you were talking about this. I think the thing that gets me is like, oh yeah, a big like dribbly monster. I mean, they're in Resident Evil all the time. Resident Evil's not scary, who cares? It's like there was this horrible like slug skeleton monster, and it just said, am I too far gone? That's scary.
Oh, that's some Southern Reach bullshit. No wonder you're into this.
It's the humanity. It's like that human connection that makes it more scary, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fact that something's outside and you can't look at it. Like, it's, I don't know. This looks really, I remember this like just shadow dropped, I think, earlier this year.
I think you're right.
Seems to have, because I think we spoke about it when we were all together in May. And I think we were like, oh, what's Devolver done this year? And we're having a look. We're like, oh yeah, that. I didn't even think about that. And it seems to have done really well, which is good.
Yeah.
But,
I think I might have been sniffy about it from the reason I described. Like, it kind of can come across a bit like we talked about with certain horror, especially body horror. Yeah. But exactly what you said. There's like a lot of humanness. I know that's a trope with these monsters. But yeah, there's like, the story is of these individual people in their apartments is good. And Rebecca, there's so much horror in which a guy is stuck in an apartment building and he can't leave for XYZ reason, right? And so this is just one of those. So it's not like it's not unusual. We've seen it before, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, again, you could media bundle that. I'm still on last week's episode, but like, but like in a good way, you know what I mean? It's like I see where it's picking up on like the good. And like, because body horror really hit and miss for me. It's the one that I will nope out the most if I'm not feeling it. But I do like when it's just weird, like when you say when it's pure weird, and you can still do like, you can still really theme it around the humanity of the characters, but like in a deeper way than just like, oh, women. So I guess you know.
Wow, she's got 6 titties. I'm so scared. It's like.
Right.
6 boobs? No, thank you. Too spooky for me.
Yeah. For God's sake. Also, is baby hanging out her puss too much? Like, is that too much?
I really laughed, to be fair.
I thought it was really funny, actually. Yeah, I really like that, yeah.
Okay, I just got to check myself sometimes.
We need to not,
be
afraid to say that.
Yeah. I think it's okay.
Okay, all right.
Like, yeah, come on.
Okay. To round this out, Look Outside. I'm not sure if it'll be in my top, but it's certainly a standout for me this year. As someone who's I've been dabbling in a lot of like games recently. This one is a standout for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, very surprised.
Yeah, good rec. I will maybe try that out around Halloween. Looks like an appropriate.
Oh God.
Spooky Steam Deck game.
Spoopy. But yeah, bow to you, babes.
So my final game for this episode is Squeakross Home Squeak Home by Al Bloon. This is available on PC and Switch, and it came out in June. So I've made it pretty clear, I think, how much I love Picross or nonogram games on this podcast. I'm a bit of a sicko for them. So if you don't know, a nonogram, it's a I've actually written this down because I was like, how the hell am I going to explain nonograms on this bloody podcast? So nonograms are cell-based logic puzzles where you're tasked with filling in or leaving cells blank based on numbers that are displayed on the left and top edges of the puzzle board. So if you have a 10 by 10 board and one of them has a column, or one of the columns has a 10 on top, that would require you to fill in all 10 squares. And but the goal of it is to try and make a picture. So nonograms, great. Picross, I didn't realize this until today. Picross is actually a name of a game series, even though it's become synonymous with the puzzle. Those games are developed by Jupiter Software and published by Nintendo. And those are the ones I've mainly played and have experience with. So they might release like 2 or 3 of them a year on the Switch. They've been doing this since maybe the Super Nintendo. And I like those games, but I actually think they're very cold. Like they're very sort of like, here's hundreds and hundreds of Picross puzzles. You spend like, I don't know, 5 minutes and you're like, yeah, that's an apple. And it's like, yeah, it's an apple. You want to do another one? I'm like, well, I do. But, you know, at a certain point, like, you know, this is the 9th Picross game I've played. And there's just a lot of Picross in here. And even when they do like the themed ones, they did a Sega Mega Drive one about 5 years ago. That was good. But again, it's like, yeah, that's a ring from Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's it. That's the end of the puzzle. So I saw Squeakross like months and months ago when it came out, and the devs very kindly sent me a review code. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. I'd just finished Jump the Track and I had my Steam Deck in my hands. I was like, I'll play it for 5 minutes. I've played this for 5 hours now over the last few days.
Wow.
This has got me. So the reason it's got me is that unlike those Jupiter games, this is the opposite. It's so warm and it's so inviting, and it gives you so much more incentive to play other than just, here's a pixelated picture of an apple. So this is about, you make a little rodent, whether that be a rat or a mouse. You can choose whatever that is when you start the game. And I have a rat called Princess Scrongles, and she is my beloved. And basically, this little rat sits in a little room in a house. And the conceit of the game is you are part of the Squeakross Squeak Home program. And to furnish this little rat or mouse's house, you need to do Picross puzzles to unlock the furniture. So you do a Picross puzzle for a bed, you unlock the bed. And then it's like, if you want to get different colors for the bed, you can do a harder version of that puzzle. And then you can put as many beds down as you want and different colors. So basically, this is Animal Crossing, but instead of waiting every day to go to Tom Nook shop, you do Picross puzzles. And this game is like crack. Yeah, it's so fucking good. Like, I am so into it. So there's 650 puzzles in there at the moment. They're adding more all the time. Your little rat will scurry around the room and like react to whatever you put down. You can grab it with a big hand. There's an achievement called Criminal if you do that enough times, which is very funny. And you can make that rat or mouse or whatever, that rodent, look as goofy and as terrible as you want it to. But it's just like the flow of it's just so nice because you unlock things for your room. Eventually you unlock more rooms for your house. So you can get like 5 or 6 rooms for your house, I think. You unlock like partitions so you can make little sub rooms within these rooms as well. And you can unlock stickers. And at first I was like, what are these stickers for? I unlock like loads of stickers. And then it turns out there's an option in the main menu and you just like put the stickers on the UI. So you get like these nice little stickers of rats. And it might be a rat with like the gay pride flag on it instead of fur. And then you can just like slap that on the loading screen. So you can make like these like nice sticker dioramas to be like your loading screen or around the edges of the Picross board when you're playing. And it's so just fun. It's just got that like, it's just got the juice. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we're going to make a Picross game that's quite trad, but we're going to do it in a way that's really compelling and interesting. And it even has some really nice quality life features in as well. So it has an option. I've never seen a Picross game where any Picross sickos listening will know that if you have, let's say, a 10 by 10 board and one column has 8, you count along, okay, I'll go all the way to 8. That stretches there from the left-hand side. You go the other way on the right-hand side, and then you can fill in the middle ones because there's always going to be, those ones are going to be filled in. Overlap, yeah. If you hold R1, it counts the cells as you move across with the D-pad. So you can actually count along the Picross board. I've never seen that in a Picross game before. And I'm like, oh shit, that's really like, that's a really smart quality of life feature. So yeah, I love this. I think I'm either going to play another 20 minutes of it or another 60 hours, and there's no in between. But I was working from home today and I was going into the toilet with my Steam Deck to have a wee, and I was doing a Picross puzzle and then going back to work. and I did like 10 puzzles today.
Oh
It's just
my
the best.
god. That
It's
sounds
really, really
so
good fun.
cute.
That's
Yes!
so good. I
great.
love it. Oh my god.
Big fan. And can I just read out the top Steam review before we finish?
Please do.
Because
Yes.
it properly made me laugh. So the top review for this game on Steam says, this is by Slug, all capitals. They've played this for 33.1 hours. It's recommended.
I'll bet.
Says, I love this little gay rat puzzle game. I love my gay rat. After finishing a puzzle, I feel so clever, and it's extra satisfying because the puzzle turns into a piece of furniture that I can put in my gay rat's little gay rat house. And you know what? The game is so like queer positive. The amount of like, you know, queer stickers it throws at you, the amount of like pride flags it throws at you. Like, yeah, it is a little gay rat, and I love its little gay rat house. Squeakross is the real shit.
Oh my god. I need this in my life immediately.
I know, right?
It's brill. It's so
I've
good.
added so many things to my wish list this episode. So about that, it's so cute. It's like such an original way of working it all together as well. I love that, you know, because obviously home decoration games is so in right now.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
combine it with P-Cross, man. Who
I know, right?
kind of crazy genius.
It's like, it's that same genre I've been talking about of like, well, let's put like a puzzle game at the heart of it and have like another genre wrapped around it. But this one's like, yeah, it's great. It's just rat Animal Crossing, Picross. Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. I want
honestly,
that.
as well, I was
me?
looking at the Steam page, and some of those like apartment designs are really. I would live there.
Oh yeah, you
I would
can
live
get
there.
They look
really
so
in depth on
cute.
this. Yeah, it's
Right?
really, really good.
That like city view apartment, and then the sort of medieval like church looking. Those were
Yeah.
amazing.
I want the cheese couch. I want the cheese couch.
We all want the cheese couch, Rachel. You got to be real good at Picross to get the cheese couch. I think that's like in the 400s before you get there.
Oh
my
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck.
there's a lot of Picross in this game. So, speaking of queer adventures, we also
Oh.
played an indie game together.
We
And
did.
We did.
It is a game that I've been banned from playing because I shout so loud while playing it. My lovely fiance says, "What are you playing upstairs that's justifying a volume that loud?" I think is what she said to me after Rachel and I played it for the first time. So we've been playing a bit of Peak, which is by Aggro Crab, and I should have written this down.
Oh. Mountain. No. I don't know.
It's by Aggro Crab and Landfall.
Oh,
Close.
Landfall.
So this came out a few months ago and became a bit of a sensation, which is lovely. We wish Aggro Crab in particular all the best. They are very deserving of a win.
Yeah.
This is a game where
Indeed.
you play as a bunch of scouts who are in a plane crash, and together you're trying to scale a number of mountains to get to the final peak. And it's very, very good. We've had a lot of fun playing it. I think I've played about 4 hours of it, purely with Rachel and also Rebecca on the second session that we did. Rachel, you've played a lot more of this, though, I think, with friend of the podcast, Henry. Is that right?
Yeah, Henry's really into it. An update came out today, and we were going to play it this evening, but I forgot we were recording, and I was like, "I'll play it till tomorrow."
I mean, I appreciate
So
you
we
coming here
are
instead.
locked in. There's like
very locked
a really
in,
big
yeah.
update, a new biome, new hazards.
Ooh.
Yeah, very into that. Yes,
Nice.
Exciting.
it's so fun,
So-
so good.
Yeah, just thought we'd chat about it. General, like what you do in it is basically you have a stamina bar on the bottom of the screen, and when you climb, that stamina bar gets reduced. It's a bit like in Breath of the Wild, and that is also affected by things like hunger. So when you're hungry, the hunger eats into your stamina bar. If you get hurt, it eats into your stamina bar. So your stamina bar is constantly being reduced, and you've got to try and manage that and balance it to make longer climbs and trickier jumps as you clamber up. But yeah, I'd love to know what the two of you think about it. How have you been enjoying Peak?
It's great. It just, it really captures those. I just feel like the best co-op games are so goofy. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
100%.
you have to have a bit of goof.
Yeah.
And Peak is literally that. Also pranking your friends by throwing banana peels at them and then yeeting them off the side of the cliff. Very funny. It's got a good
Yeah.
balance of being goofy, but also cooperative. I think that's why me and Henry are really into it, is that we are so
Yeah,
locked in.
absolutely.
I'm like, oh, we are like taking itinerary checks. We're saving certain foods for certain biomes, and like, oh, It's just
Wow.
really, so you can be as goofy or as locked in and there's like as you want. And I love that. I just think there's no, that you don't have to play the game a certain way. There are lots of different ways of approaching it. And I just think it's very funny. It's so good. And it's so cute. It's so cute to look at.
It is very cute. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely, I appreciate it because by the time I jumped in, you guys had already played at least one session when I was still on holiday, I think. And so I was like coming at it from like learning on the fly while you're playing with people who've already played can be quite tense sometimes because you're like, people are already like good at the game and you're just like, oh my God, why are you doing it? But I will say like, it is very intuitive. The learning curve was like, we did one run through where I died pretty much immediately and then just like hung around as a ghost advising the two of you. But then
the ghost is so funny.
the ghost mechanic
like
is
playthrough
great.
too. It's a really good mechanic as well. I love anything because I don't really like competitive multiplayer games. I only really like co-op multiplayer. So this was a lovely thing to jump into with friends. And yeah, the fact anything that like lets you incorporates players who've like died in game and so on able to continue playing, like allowing you to have a useful role as kind of like ghost advisor is a really fun way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's more entertaining than like, because like we struggled to schedule gaming time together. So the only other thing that we've really played together at length is Lethal Company, which was great fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like
great.
When you die, you have to wait for someone else to die. So you have a friend in ghost chat. Whereas this is just like you hang around and like talk to the living players. And, when one of us was in ghost mode, we were able to do things like, report if the other two got separated, we could go and like flick between them and be like, okay, so they're down there with this much health. And that was great. But also it's like, I do think that the learning curve was such that I did not die immediately every single time, which was satisfying to outlive you guys occasionally.
It is hard though. Like it is a hard game.
It is genuinely because it's like clearly got that sort of getting over it like inspiration to it. And that is a game that I've watched streamed for a bit, but I would never want to play just because I don't want to be falling down a mountain like bless his heart. I don't really want a man to be talking about perseverance to me while I'm just like, why am I not just playing another game?
Yeah.
At that point, right? But like this does kind of like, I think it does mitigate that because as I say, it's like everyone in the team is included up until the point when the run ends, and I think that's a really big factor in like enjoyment of a co-op game for me. So really appreciate that. And the ghosts are hilarious as well. You just sort of like
so funny
float up through the mountain with your little ghost face.
So the first time I played it with Rachel, I had no idea about the game really. I think Rachel, you were just like, you need to try this out. It looks fun.
Yeah.
And so it has spatial sound a bit like Lethal Company. So the further away you are from someone, their voices become echoey. If you're really high, it's very, very echoey. And when Rachel died, obviously the voice comms got cut because, she was dead. I couldn't hear anymore. And then I was like, oh God, right. Well, I don't know if you can hear me still, but I'm going to carry on. I'll try and finish this expedition for us. And then like maybe a minute later, I heard your voice right next to me. So it's like right in my ears. So I like shit my pants. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I turn around and I see what looks like a grinning sperm-like creature, sort of like half clipping into the mountain. And as you talk, the mouth moves as well. And you were like, hello, you're all right. I'm dead. And I was like, fuck. And it was just like the funniest fucking thing. And when the both of you died the second time we played, and I had the both of you, because you can spin round the player character as well. I had the both of you spinning round while talking about Encanto, I think. And I was just like, this is so like just goofy and funny. It's just fun. And I think it probably is this year's Lethal Company.
Yeah.
And it's interesting seeing these games pop off that are not thematically similar. This is not a horror game by any stretch, but I think it is that, you're right, it's that like balance between you can just have a laugh with friends for like an hour and be like, that was goofy and fun. But if you want to get really into it, it has that depth. Like if you wanted to like find all of the, equipment or whatever it was to sell in Lethal Company, or you really, like you and Henry, you really want to get to the top of this mountain. It also caters for that as well. So it doesn't surprise me as to how much of like an event it's become this year, but it's nice to see it. It's nice to sort of have like that anchor point in 2025 of, okay, this was a big indie moment this year.
Yeah. Good on them. Well done. Because I know another Crowd's Treasure came out. I'm not sure what the other development team had done, but it did okay. But this is absolutely hopefully
Yeah.
fueled their studio now for a
absolutely.
years.
I feel like this gained enough traction at compared to like Lethal Company, which is I agree, it's like it's a reasonable comparison. I feel like the time of year that it popped off, the fact that they've already got Another Crab's Treasure as like a very well received, but maybe less like more niche, less well known game under their belt as well. I feel like they're in, and also the fact it's not horror themed, I feel like they're in with a better chance of like some recognition towards the end of the year from like award shows for best multiplayer as well, potentially. I feel like if we're going to have an indie outsider in those lists this year, it's going to be Peak.
Yeah,
which is
agreed.
Really nice and interesting and always nice to see.
Agreed.
But we should try again, because I'll tell you what.
definitely
100%.
The hardest level is the ice. After that, the other two.
Really?
It's not like
we died
really
in the ice
difficult,
after a brave go.
But the ice biome is as Henry would describe it, like the bottleneck. If you can get past there, the other two to get to the peak,
we were close.
It's not that difficult. It takes time,
but
but if you can get through that,
I mean, I'd
you
100%
can do
be down to play again. It's certainly not lack of like wanting to. It's the fact that 3 people in their 30s are incredibly hard to pin down for a long evening gaming session. But
I'll be up for that, 100%. That'd be great.
Yeah,
let's
me too.
do it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you for listening to us plan a hang, listeners. This is
Hope you
just
enjoyed.
a planning session that we post online. So
yes,
Peak available now on PC, and it's very, very good.
It is.
Hell yeah.
That was a good bunch of varied indie games there. Shall we move on to some hyperfixations? Hello, welcome back to Hyperfixations. It's been 2.5 hours since that last section, or has it? We'll never tell. Rachel, would you like to go first with your hyperfixation?
So my hyperfixation is kind of relates actually to your recommendation, the cute rat mouse Picross game.
Ooh.
So I've been playing Cypher Zero, which is kind of like it's like a kind of like what was the game that you were talking about? Squeakross?
Squeakross. Yeah.
It's like Squeakross. If, like you said, it was like none of the, it's just all business. It's like all puzzle business. But the reason why I've been really into it is essentially the same thing as Picross. You are filling out a grid, but instead of making pictures, it's more just like you're following a rule set. So kind of less fun in that way. But what makes it really good is that it takes different aspects of puzzle design. So you have the Picross elements. There's also like getting from A to B, like joining two squares together, like in The Witness. There's a bit of Nurikabe in there. There's just lots of different elements of all these rules, all shoved into these very handcrafted grid levels where you have to simultaneously keep all these rules in your brain and solve the puzzle, and they all overlap in certain ways. It's really good, and it scratched my brain in the most satisfying way. And I think when it comes to puzzles like this, difficulty always crosses my mind. I'm just like, I'm not smart enough for this. Not smart enough for this. Never going to play this. But because of the minimalism and the way this game looks, I'm very influenced by how games look. I was like, ooh, this looks, I'll give this a go. Like, it looks pretty sleek. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I'm not too far in yet, so I know it gets a lot more difficult, but at the moment, I'm doing pretty good progress. The difficulty curve is very lovely. It's like a nice incline, not a steep hill. It's teaching me things. I'm understanding them. The thing with this game that's also quite funny is that maybe this is just me personally. I will look at one of the grids and I'll be like, I know the answer, and I will solve it in 10 seconds. Or it will take me like 20 minutes to half an hour to solve it if I don't know it straight away.
That is exactly me with Nurikabe, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
oh my God. So it's like so it's got that nice mix of, and maybe that's on purpose. Maybe the puzzles are designed so that the ones that you do connect with, you feel so good about, and they chuck a bit of a hard one at you, and you're just like, okay, right. Gotta lock in for this one, lads. But yeah, I mean, the other side of that is there's no hint system. You can't skip puzzles. It's
interesting.
very linear. It's very much like here's the puzzle. If you can't solve it,
yeah.
I mean, you can always look at guides and stuff, which is absolutely totally cool. But in terms of how this game is like communicated to you, it's very much, here's what we've taught you, so you should get this. And if you don't, maybe go back. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? But I like that it's challenging in that way. And it's not really thrown the whole rule book at me just yet. But it's got me in a place where I'm feeling good about the puzzles. I'm understanding them. Maybe this will change. But I'm just looking forward to what comes next. I think I'm about halfway through. And I just think it's a very sleek, very well-designed puzzle game. And yeah, when I get frustrated with this, I'm absolutely going to buy and play Squeakross and play some of that for 5 hours. Come back to this game, do one puzzle, and then go back to Squeakross again.
Yeah.
I just love how there's
Nice.
This puzzle design, a little bit with one aspect of Cypher Zero and Squeakross, they've taken essentially the same design, but they've applied it differently. And I just think that is so cool. Like, and essentially it's just a grid of numbers.
Yeah.
In Cypher Zero, it's symbols, so that's another thing you got to consider. It's like all symbols and glyphs and stuff. Oh, Jesus. But I just love that. I love, like, with puzzle games, how you can essentially take, like, a Sudoku or, like, I don't know, chess puzzles, and you can apply them in different ways. That is, like, you can get totally different outcomes. And it's just a foundation on which you can build on. So it's interesting that Cypher Zero and Squeakross are two parts of the same, I don't know, coin or like difficulty slider. Yeah, it's great. I'm really enjoying
this looks fantastic. And listener, if you haven't already, please go back and check out the interview that Rachel did with Joe from Thinky Games, because that is such an interesting listen. If you're curious to learn more about puzzle design and the appeal of puzzle games.
And
I
what
love
a year
that
for
episode.
puzzle games as well.
Yeah,
what a year this
absolutely.
has been for puzzle games.
Been an absolute killer year. But that looks good.
Joe is so... God. I always find, like, I used to be like, yeah, I like puzzles. I'm a puzzle fan. No. I've met puzzle fans. They're a different breed. They're a different breed.
They frighten me.
They're scary.
I just want my rat puzzle game.
My gay rat puzzle game.
My gay rat puzzles.
My gay rat, their beautifully appointed city apartment is all I want.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'll check in when I finish or not finish, but for now I'm really enjoying it. So that is my current fixation.
Nice.
Cool. Good rec. Rebecca, what's yours?
Oh man, so this is where I really show my hand that we recorded quite recently our last episode, and I've not had time to properly fall in love with anything new. So instead, I'm just gonna have a rant and a ramble, basically, instead.
Love a rant, love a ramble.
Okay.
Get your bingo cards ready, regular listeners, because this is gonna like hit so many points.
Oh, God.
Because once again, I am in a slightly like Stockholm syndrome relationship with a game that I'm playing for work. Once again, it is a Hoyo vs Gacha game. I want to talk about Tears of Themis. Basically, I just need to get it off my chest. Like, it has to be said. We can't not address the elephant in the room in my life of the past 3-4 weeks, which is Tears of Themis. So this is by Hoyoverse, the team that makes Genshin Impact, that makes Zenless and Zero, that makes Honkai Star Rail, the latter of which actually genuinely is one of my favorite games. I know, but I can't help it. I can love a weird space opera, and they really delivered with Honkai Star Rail. Tears of Themis is their only game that's not in the wider Honkai universe. It is just a very self-contained game in a very different style to what they usually do. And it's inspired by Ace Attorney. So obviously for like several years, my employers have been like, hey, would you like to get around to doing this? Like, you know, it's on theme because you cover a lot of Otome stuff and a lot of like dating sim stuff. And it kind of is on theme with that. And it's Ace Attorney inspired. You're going to love it. And so finally, like, caught up enough on Love and Deep Space, which is my main beat at the moment, to get around to Tears of Themis. And I have like immediately developed such a weird relationship with this game because all I can say is like the bit in Knives Out where he's like, compels me though. It's like my whole relationship with this game is I'm just there kind of like quite enjoying it, but picking it to pieces, but still playing it every day, and like quite enjoying the sort of like rhythm I'm with covering it for work. It's like, it's so odd as an experience because it doesn't feel like the other Hoyoverse games that I've played quite extensively for this sort of thing. And it's just like, so you play as a woman who's just graduated law school. She goes to work at this law firm, meets 4 very hot, eligible men who are all connected to the law firm, and you're solving mysteries. You're doing the Ace Attorney thing, and you can like go on dates with these guys, and like it's very much that's kind of what's going on. The weird part for me is I so far have been completely disinterested in the dating side and the gacha side, and you can basically ignore all that and just play this regular ass Ace Attorney game, except everyone's actually kind of professional, and like for an Otome game, you're very surprised. I was trying to explain it to one of my colleagues the other day, and I was like, just if you said like there's Ace Attorney and there's Tears of Themis, and in one of them no one can be professional because they're too busy like thirsting over everyone in the courtroom, you would really expect that was the Tears of Themis one, but no, actually, like Phoenix Wright, much less professional than my girl Rosa and then Autumn, who are just getting on with their jobs. Like they will just actually behave fairly realistically and professionally throughout, and like, you know, things will go like, oh well, you know, of course you don't have to find the real killer, you need to get the case against your client dismissed, that's your job in this as the defense attorney. Like the like judges and the prosecutors are all just like sensible professional human beings. It's a very weird vibe. It feels like, I mean, it's still quite odd and thrillery, obviously, but it just really gets me how it's like, yeah, just do your job. You don't need to be like this weird about it, guys.
Clock into work.
Yeah, just such a read on Ace Attorney. It's so
That's
funny.
so
That
funny.
is funny.
But yeah, there's the husbandos, and so far I've got to say, so there's 4 husbandos in Tears of Themis, which is 1 less than is traditionally considered a minimum roster for Otome.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's like, is 5 guys the rule for delicious burgers and Otome love interest?
I do think so, because like Tears of Themis has 4, Love and Deep Space has 5 currently. They're on about adding a 6th, but they seem to be like less sure than they were if they want to now, which is interesting. BUSTAFELLOWS has 5. Mystic Messenger has 7, but they're kind of doing their own thing over there. But yeah, it's just like, honestly, my read on this so far is, if there isn't a 5th one, then there isn't one that I hate so much I'd happily kick him out of a moving car. And honestly, it's making it hard for me to like engage as much with the other 4.
Could there be a secret 5th one? Sometimes they do that.
There isn't.
5th one.
There is not.
Oh,
it's like
interesting. Okay.
And like, honestly, the roster is like a little bit like by the numbers, a little bit like, okay, so I'm not. It's so weird. It is the least gacha game that I've played, because like you just don't need to touch the gacha. Like it doesn't really add much. It's a card. It's like a card building game. The way that they kind of have the cases go, and like that. And he's like, the cards don't really add much to it as long as you have the right stats, which you'll just get by ambient engagement with the game. You don't need to worry too much about which cards you have. And so the gacha feels a bit perfunctory. And we were just like, we were brainstorming at work today trying to work out, is this just like passive advertising for the other Hoyoverse games? Is it just like, hello, if you're like, you know, maybe a lady gamer who is not sure if she likes RPGs, play a little bit of our Otome card game, and then you'll go in and it'll be like, oh, there's like cosmetics from the other games that they make. And I think I'm like starting to suspect this is just like a funnel through. But like the weird thing is the core story is like pretty good and I'm pretty into it. But I'm like, I don't know. It feels so weird. It doesn't hang together quite right for me, for saying that like everyone was telling me for years that I'd be well into this game. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
I shouldn't have played Love and Deep Space first, because Love and Deep Space did it better. I'm sorry.
Right,
I did.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you not think as well that like getting the Ace Attorney liker to play the Ace Attorney like was always going to put it up to a level of scrutiny that it maybe could never have lived up to?
I don't know, because like I don't like the Ace Attorney bits are the bits that I'm kind of gelling with the
Well,
most, which
no,
I
that
think
is
makes
true.
sense
Yeah.
as the Ace Attorney liker of the team. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just burned out on dating all these pretty anime boys. But like, I
You
just
are
feel like
doing
I
that
walked
a
in-
lot, mate. That is
I
true.
walked into the room and I was like, okay, so I've got to read on his personality, his personality, his personality, his personality. So far, none of them have done anything that like goes outside the bounds of the archetypes, and that's when characters tend to get interesting.
Yeah.
So, you know. But yeah, is it a proper hyperfixation if you're just there like, I feel like I kind of have to play this game every day at the moment, but I don't hate that I do. You know?
I think that's probably the definition of one, mate. Yeah. I think as soon as you said, I have to play this every day.
I have to play this every day, I do slightly mean that it's a professional obligation at this point in time as
Yeah.
well. But I don't really have to play it on weekends, I guess. And I am always just there, like, making a cup of tea. Like, I could just quickly just debate a couple of randos on the street. Oh my God, this game is feral, the way it's like, the little battles are just like, some lady walked up to you on the street and tried to start some shit. Use your cards to like argue with her until she goes away.
Sounds like the kind of indie games I'm playing this year, to be honest.
Exactly.
Also, I will say, you didn't just like this like beat that you have and you're incredibly good at, by the way, and are like absolutely rocking it. It didn't just come from nowhere.
I mean, no.
You weren't like big into COD, and then you were like, oh, Rebecca, he is loving Deep Space. You're like, well, fine, I guess. Like, I think they were like,
yeah,
you're really good at this. He is another one.
yeah. No, it's like, it sort of feels like, I don't know, it's a little bit chicken and egg, because I started off as a Sims specialist, and I feel like I'm still doing that, but they put me on they put me on Genshin, and I really clicked with that, which got me kind of doing all of the, and at the same time, in my own time, I was playing a lot of dating sims, and then that kind of all coalesced around the fact that TLDR, we've all decided that like the, you know, games media is crumbling and we need to find something to like hang on to, and what it turns out is women exist and have interests, and that's the thing that we've just last ditch effort to save this damn thing is to say what if women
what if women don't tell don't nod circa 2007
But yeah, my job at the moment is to ask what if women, and then
that's great.
It's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun job.
Yeah, the answers are good, and you're doing a very good job at putting them online.
That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much.
Dating those hot boys.
All those smoochable five guys.
Or four in this case.
Five guys?
Yeah, you need a fifth one. I need a fifth one for me to hate. That's what's missing. All of the others look better when the hateable one turns up, and you're just like...
That's always been the role I've had in my male friend groups.
It is so not true.
I'm the fifth guy. They're like, what's going on here? I'm like, hi guys. I'm like, oh, here he is. Come on, man. We've got this ultimate protagonist that we need you to. I'll be like, how old is that ultimate protagonist, lads? What's happening here? I don't want to be involved in this.
Yeah. She's always 21. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
So my hyperfixation is also a gacha game, technically, I think.
Oh?
Because I don't like using my telephone. I hate my telephone. It makes me feel bad. And over the last year and a half, I've been trying to do lots of things to not be on my telephone as much. And I've finally decided I'm going to try and find a mobile game that I can play for 20 minutes a day, and that keeps me off BBC News. And which is the only sort of thing I can use on my phone now that I have no social media whatsoever on there. So I have downloaded Pokemon Trading Card Pocket. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does count, by the way.
Yeah, technically, I guess opening packs of cards is gacha, right? If there's a pull rate, then it's a gacha game.
When I do my weekly report thing of the top earning gacha games, that's the game that's currently knocking Genshin and Lads out of the top spot consistently.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can understand why. So if you haven't played this, it's beautifully presented. The amount of money they've put in just the UI of it. As a UX designer, I'm obsessed with the way that this game just looks. But you start the game and it's like, hey buddy, remember Pokemon cards? I'm like, yeah, I remember Pokemon cards. I'm in my 30s. It's like, cool. Here's a booster pack of Pokemon cards. I'm like, all right, okay. And it's all beautifully presented. Foil is reflecting nice off the white room that you're in. And then you slide your finger across the top of the pack and it opens up the pack.
God.
It slices open and the cards pop out. And then you flick through them and you're like, oh, that's pretty good, that. It's like, yeah, it's pretty good, that. You want to do it again? I'm like, yeah, I want to do that again. And it's like, all right, here you go. And you do it 5 times. It's like, all right, you can do that twice a day. I'm like, okay. And there's the point where I think it's that's when people will start pouring money into it, right? To you can buy Pikachu hourglasses to reduce. It's every 12 hours you can open a new pack. But for me, I'm I wake up in the morning, I've got a little booster pack. And by the time I finish work, I've got another booster pack.
All right.
And that in of itself, lovely. Every other week, they release new booster packs. Got to try and collect them all. Got a couple of rare ones in there. They're all very shiny. If you get like special cards, they're all based on the real cards, but they animate them nicely so you can twist your finger around and like a nice Growlithe will be, reaching out and it's all 3D. Looks great.
Oh, that is cool.
It also has the card game in there as well. So you can build decks. It's a reduced version of the Pokemon trading card game, but as a big Magic the Gathering guy, it's nice playing something a bit more limited. And it's 20 card decks. You can build your own decks out of the cards you have, or you can rent decks, or you can auto build them. And then they've got a bunch of single player battles for you to unlock new stuff in, or you can play competitively against other people on the app. It's great. I'm really into it.
Shit! Ooh.
Yeah. It's like properly got me. And I think it's actually, for a gacha game, very, very generous. Like, I've spent no money. I see no reason to spend any money. I've got like 300 hourglasses. So sometimes I'm like, I'll open another pack. Why not? Could just throw, 12 hourglasses in. And it's good. It's just like a really nice, generous mobile game that does not take up too much of my time. 20 minutes a day max if I choose to do a battle. Spent more time today playing Squeakross, to be honest. I think I've got a pack left to open, which I'll do after this.
Sounds like a delightful day, I'm going to be honest.
Honestly, what a great day. The actual work portion, awful. But the bits in between, when I was able to go to the toilet and play Squeakross, what a delight.
Incredible. How many of the Pokemon do you recognize? Like, what's the ratio for you? Like, do you recognize a lot of them or not a lot of, like what's the fraction?
I'll get back to you on that, because at the moment I've joined as they've just started an event which is based on Pokemon Gold and Silver, so I recognize all of them because that's my era.
Yeah.
So I'm loving that. I got the rarest card in the game at the moment. Ho-Oh, whatever he's called.
Ho-Oh.
Uh-oh.
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 Oh.
If they do like a black and white like themed deck next, I'll be like, who the fuck are these? God forbid if it's a Scarlet and Violet, because I've not played a Pokemon game since Sword and Shield. So
yeah.
Ooh,
oh my goodness.
Cute.
Love that.
It's nice. Yeah, it's good. So that brings us to the end of our lovely podcast. We have arrived at port and we are about to disembark. We found the treasure. The treasure, as it turns out, wasn't friendship. Fuck that. It was lovely indie games, which we found on a big island. We had a great adventure. I have scurvy.
Yay, treasure!
Yay, treasure. We found the treasure.
We did it.
We did it. Can you tell that I forgot I was hosting until we started recording? Hopefully not.
I think that's a slightly unfair characterization. We all forgot to nominate a host until about 7 p.m, I think.
Yeah.
Liam very kindly volunteered.
Yes.
But if I'd written a script, I wouldn't have called Rachel Rebecca in the intro bit. Anyway, thanks for listening. Get in touch with the podcast. Join it. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, she's going to shout at me as soon as the podcast's finished. Thanks for listening. Get in touch. Join the Discord. Follow us on Blue Sky. I don't know. Text your friend. Tell them you love them and play Squeakross.
Yeah.
It's got gay rats in
Play
it.
Squeakross! Fuck yeah. Sounds so good.
Gay rats, gay rats. Bye.
Gay rats.
Gay rats.
Indieventure is a video games podcast created, produced, hosted, and edited by Rachel Watts, Rebecca Jones, and me, Liam Richardson. For more information, including a list of every game we mentioned in this episode, make sure to check out our website, indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can get in touch by sending your questions, comments, and feedback to contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can support the show by rating us 5 stars and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast provider of choice. Some of the games we talk about on the show may have been provided to us for free for review consideration. Our intro music and stings were composed for us by Ollie Newbury. Check the episode description to hear more of his excellent tunes. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for another episode of Indieventure. Bye for now.